So in this video, we will learn how to create a GST invoice sheet on Instamojo payments. Now suppose guys you are using Instamojo to collect payments from your customer and you are collecting payment from different products or services and you want to add those new payment details into a Google Sheet, but you also want to ensure that you add the percent of GST applied or percent of tax applied on those products and service as well into the Google Sheet. So that you just have to share your Google Sheet with your accountant or chartered accountant and they can work on your taxations. Now guys, you can completely automate this process. So the trigger of this automation will be receiving a new payment on Instamojo and the action will be adding those new payment details with the tax details into a Google Sheet. Now guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So first of all, we will go to a browser and search for pabbly.com/connect. And after reaching to the landing page of Pabbly Connect, by clicking on sign up free, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. Or if you already have an account, just click on sign in. So I will sign into my own Pabbly Connect account. And after signing in, we will reach to this all apps page of Pabbly. Here we just have to click on access now below Pabbly Connect. And now we can see that we have reached to Pabbly Connect's dashboard. In this dashboard, just click on create workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Instamojo to Google Sheets GST details. Instamojo to Google Sheets GST details. And let's click on create. And now we can see that a workflow is open over here. So in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is trigger window, second one is action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. So the idea here is first we have to get the details or the data of new payments which we are receiving on our Instamojo account in Pabbly Connect. So we are going to connect Instamojo with Pabbly Connect. Then after that, we will check that for what products we are getting payment. So it is most likely possible that you are using Instamojo and selling multiple products and services. And multiple different rates of GST and taxes are applicable on those products or services. So first we will detect that what are the product for or what is the service for which we have received the payment. Then we will find the GST percent or tax percent that is applicable on that particular product or service. So for example, if we are receiving a payment for some product and 18% of GST is applicable on that product. So in Pabbly Connect workflow, using a feature of Pabbly Connect that is Lookup Table, we will get the tax percentage of that particular product and then we will add all those new or received payment details into a Google Sheet with the GST percentage. So it sounds complex, but it is extremely simple. How we are going to do this? Let me show you. So here in trigger window in choose app, first we have to search for Instamojo. Select Instamojo over here. And then here in trigger event from the drop down, we will select new sale. After selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now we will use this webhook URL to connect our Instamojo payment page or payment link, whatever we are using to collect the payments and Pabbly Connect. So by following the help text given below, we can basically connect our Instamojo payment link or payment page with Pabbly Connect. So just copy this webhook URL from here and follow the help text over here. So first we'll go to the dashboard of our Instamojo account. And after reaching this dashboard, from the left side, I will go to Smart Pages section. So I have created a smart payment page using Instamojo. And the name of this payment page is New Store. So let's click on these three dots and click on this Edit Page option over here. After that, we will scroll down and you can see at this page, I have entered some details of the payment. So I have added 3 products. The name of these products are following: Product 1, Product 2 and Product 3. And there are 3 different prices. Now suppose guys, just for an example, suppose this Product 1, the GST on this Product 1 is for example 5%. Then the applicable GST on this Product 2 is of 18% and the applicable GST of Product 3 is of 28%. So whenever we will receive the payment on this payment page, we will get the details for which product or service we have received the payment. Then we will check that what is the applicable GST, and we will add all of those new payment details into the Google Sheet with the particular tax percentage. So we will scroll down here after at this edit section of this page, and here after scrolling down we have this page settings, and below it we have this option named as add webhook. So first we have to turn on this button in front of add webhook, and guys here we have to paste the same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Just copy it from here, go to Instamojo and paste it over here. And after copying this webhook URL, what we have to do, we just have to click on the save and update option. And that is it. The smart page or the payment page which we have created using Instamojo, we have successfully connected that payment page with Pabbly Connect. Now every time we will be receiving a new payment on this page, the details of those payment will be captured inside Pabbly Connect workflow. And we are going to do the same. What we are going to do, we are going to make a test payment over here. Just click on the share page, get the link of this smart page and paste it over here. Now after that, as you can see, this is my payment page. So as I told you, I have 3 different products. For example, let's order this product 2, on which we are taking example that 18% of GST is applicable. So I'm making a payment as a customer, as a dummy customer, I'm buying this product named as product 2. Let's click on pay now. And now let's enter the details of a dummy customer over here as well. For example, dummy name. This is the name of the customer. Let's enter the email address as well. And the mobile number. So this is the mobile number. So in this way, we have entered the details of a dummy customer. Let's move ahead. Let's enter a dummy address as well. City, for example, Bhopal. And state is Madhya Pradesh. And let's enter a GST number. Now guys, we are also collecting the GST number of the customer if they are applicable, if they want to use it as well. Now let me enter a GST number of a dummy company, for example. Okay, so as you can see over here, we have this dummy GST number right in front of us. Okay, so let me just correct it. And yes, this is a dummy GST number. For example, dummy business. So I'm also asking for the GST number if applicable from the customer. So this is their GST number and this is the company name. So in this way, guys, you can see that we are making a test payment. Now let's click on pay and let me make a payment over here. So it will take me a couple of seconds. And the payment is done. Now we can see that just now we have received a new payment on our Instamojo payment page, the smart payment page which we have created using Instamojo. And because we have connected this payment page with Pabbly Connect, we will see as we receive this new payment, instantly the details of this payment are now captured in Pabbly Connect workflow as well. So here in Pabbly Connect, we have received some response, and in this response, we can see some details of this payment like the payment ID, the payment status, the amount for the payment. So we have selected the second product and the price of that second product was 10 rupees. So we have received the amount for which we make the payment. We have the date and time, that at what date and time we have received the payment. Then we have the name of the customer, the email address of the customer who made the payment. Then we have the mobile number of the customer. And here we have the product. So here we have received the response of the product as well, that if we are taking payments for multiple products or services using the same page, that particularly for which single product the customer has made the payment. So this was product 2. Then after this, we will scroll down and we have some other details like the address of the customer and all, and also the GSTIN number. So in this way, guys, we can see that all the details of new payments which we receive on Instamojo are now captured in Pabbly Connect. Now what we have to do, first we have to figure out the tax percentage of the product for which we have received the order. So we want that if the customer has made the order for product 1, then should receive the tax percent of product 1. Then if the customer has made the payment for the product 2, then we should receive the tax percentage of the product 2. And if the customer has selected a product 3, we should get it. So to get these kind of responses, these kind of details which are based on the product which customer makes the payment, we are going to use a feature of Pabbly Connect, and that is Lookup Table. What we are going to do, we will scroll down and come to this action window. And here in Choose App, we will search for Lookup Table. After that, in Action Event from the drop down, select Lookup Table over here and click on Connect. After selecting lookup table, it is asking us lookup key. So here in lookup key, we have to map the response of the product. So what is the applicable tax percent? This basically depends on the product, which product the customer buys. So we have to basically map this response of product over here in this lookup key. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field over here, and in the drop down below, we can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Instamojo of a new payment can be seen over here. And out of all of these responses, select the response of the product name and map it. Then it is asking us for the fallback value. Let's ignore it. And here we have to basically create a lookup table. Now guys, this lookup table, how it works. So here in label section, we have to mention the name of the product, which we will be getting from Instamojo. And in front of that, in value section, we have to actually enter the tax percentage which are applicable on that product. For example, here we have created 3 products, product 1, product 2 and product 3. These are the name of the product. So let's start with product 1. Product 1. So this is the name of the product which we will be getting from Instamojo as a response for every payment. Like it can be product 1, product 2 or product 3. And the tax percentage which we have decided for product 1 was 5%. So this is just an example. Let's click on this plus button. Now let's enter the tax percentage of product 2 as well. Product 2. And for example, the tax applicable GST is 18%. Click on plus button and let's enter product 3. And the applicable tax is, for example, 28%. So in this way, you just have to map the response of product name over here in this lookup key. You have to enter all the name of the product, exactly how we are going to receive from Instamojo over here in this label section, and you have to enter the applicable GST or tax percent in front of that in this value section. So here, when we will click on save and send test request, because we have received the payment of product 2, because we have received this payment, we have marked product 2 over here. In response, we will get the value of 18%, the same value which we have entered over here in front of product 2 in this lookup table. Let's click on it. So as I told you, this is it. So whatever data we are mapping over here, basically whatever product for which we are getting the payment, on that basis, using this table, we will be getting the response or the data over here. So in this way, we have also figured out that how we can get the percentage, the GST percent or applicable GST percent on the basis of which product the customers ordered. Now guys, let's send all of this data to Google Sheets. So we have basically shared our Google Sheet with our chartered accountants. And then guys, whenever we receive a new payment, the data or the details of those new payments are added into the sheet. And because my accountant, the chartered accountant, also have access to those sheets, they can manage all of those details and taxes. So to send this data to Google Sheet, let's click on this Add Action Step button. And here in Choose App, let's search for Google Sheets. Select Google Sheets. And then in action event from the drop down, select Add New Row. Click on Connect. Select Add New Connection. And here guys, we have to connect our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this Connect with Google Sheets button. Select your Google Sheets account. Scroll down and click on Continue. And as we click on Continue, we will see our Google Sheets account gets connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the next thing it asks us is to select the spreadsheet. So in the drop down below, we can see a list of all the spreadsheets which we have created in our Google Sheets account can be seen over here. So out of all of the spreadsheets, the spreadsheet in which I want to add these Instamojo payment details is named as Instamojo GST payments. So I will be selecting this sheet. So this is the spreadsheet which I have created in which I want to enter the payment details. Now, after selecting our spreadsheet, the next thing it asks us to select the sheet. So in this spreadsheet, as you can see, there is only one sheet right now, that is sheet 1. So here in Pabbly Connect, from select sheet, we will be selecting sheet 1. Then after that, all the column of data which I have created in my Google Sheet, we can see all of these columns as different fields over here in Pabbly Connect workflow, like payment ID, customer name, email, mobile number, and other fields as well. Same fields by the same name which we have created columns in Google Sheet. Now, what data we want to enter in which column, we have to basically map that data over here in their respective fields. And as we all know, the process of mapping is very simple. So here the first field is of payment ID. So we have received the payment ID of the newly received payment from Instamojo. And as we all know the process of mapping, just click here. And in the drop down below, we can see all the responses of new payment which we have received from Instamojo can be seen over here. So out of all of these responses, select the response of payment ID and it will be mapped. Now let's move ahead and let's select the customer name. Just click here. From the drop down below, select the response of customer name and it will be mapped. Now let's map the email address. Click here. From the drop down below, select the response of customer email and map it. Now the mobile number. Click on this field. From the responses of Instamojo, select the response of customer mobile number and map it. Then let's map the address. But we have received address in variable lines. So here we have the address, the city, postal code, state and country. So first we'll map the address. After that we will add a comma over here. And then we will be mapping the city. So after mapping the address, add a comma and select the response for the city. Let's add another comma and let's add the select the response of state. So this is the state. And let's ignore the country and add the postal code at last. So this is the postal code. So in this way, you can also map multiple fields, multiple responses in the same field as well. Then the customer's GST in number. So from the drop down where we have the response of GST in, this is it. Just select this response and map it. Then the name of the product which customer has ordered. So from the drop down, let's select the name of the product. This is it, product 2. Select and map it. Then the payment amount. So this is the total amount. And at last, it is asking us for the tax percent. So here we have received the tax percent for the product, the same product for which we have received the payment from customer. So from this lookup table response, we will be mapping the tax percent over here. And as I told you, we are doing this because the tax percent will be keep on changing on the basis for which product we are getting the payments. So from lookup table response, whatever product we are getting payment for, on that basis, on the lookup table basis, we will get the tax percent value. And after mapping all of these details, just click on Save and Send Test Request. And when we click on Save and Send Test Request, we can see that we have received some response over here. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that all the data which we have mapped over here, basically all the details of the new payment which we have received on Instamojo with the GST, applicable GST percent on that particular product for which we received the payment, is now added into as a new row in our Google Sheet. So let's go to Google Sheet. And yes guys, here in our Google Sheet, we can see that a new row of data is added. And these are the same details of the payment which you have just now received on our Instamojo payment page. So we have the payment ID, the name of the customer, email, mobile number, address, the customer's GST number, name of the product which customer has ordered, the total amount, and also the tax applicable, the total GST applicable on this product, that tax percent. So in this way, guys, we can basically get the details of Instamojo payment and automatically add those details into a Google Sheet with the applicable GST percentage as well, so that we can share all of these details with our chart accountants and then they can calculate the tax and do their work easily. So after setting up this automation, let's get back to Pabbly Connect and understand in brief that what are the steps we followed to set up this. So first, we have created a workflow in Pabbly Connect. And in this workflow, we have selected Instamojo as a trigger application and new sale was our trigger event. Then after that, we have connected our Instamojo account with Pabbly Connect using the webhook URL so that whenever we will receive a new payment in Instamojo, the details of that payment should be captured inside Pabbly Connect workflow as well. Then after that, using a feature of lookup table, we figure out that for what product, what percent of taxes are applied. So we have created a table that for what product we are getting the payment from the customer, and on that basis in response, we will get the tax percent entered in this lookup table. And at last, we have sent all of these details, all of this data to Google Sheet so that we can add a new row over there. So not just these applications, guys, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free.
If you need any kind of help or have any queries, you can ask them on forum.pabbly.com and you can check Pabbly Connect's pricing at this link. So if this video was helpful to you, you can like this video. Don't forget to share it with others, and to keep getting such content on automation and integration, you can subscribe to Pabbly. Thank you. Have a nice day.